So today we're going back in time to the 2010s where every emo kid was making Sims 2 love stories. Let's get into it, cause it's crazy. I'll start off with the classic, Sims 2 My Immortal. I feel like this is a perfect start to set the tone of how weird this video is gonna get. Basically what happens in the story is when a man and a woman love each other very much, they have twins, but because this is The Sims, the mom and one of the babies literally burns in a fire. It's this sad story about the father and daughter growing up without their other relatives, while the relatives are like angels watching over them. Meanwhile, Evanescence is blaring in the background. I'm gonna have to mute every single clip that I show in this video because everything is copyrighted emo music. So speaking of emo, let's go over to Not Another Emo Love Story. Story is, I believe, a 3-part series where this girl, she's at school, she's a regular person, and then the emo people walk in, and they're so hot and they're so cool with their skinny jeans and dyed hair. Oh my god. And this girl, she's getting bullied a lot, and one of the emo girls was like, you know what? I remember when I was like that. You can be friends with us, but only if I also make you emo. She ends up getting the emo cut, and then she's like, oh my god, hey Scar, I'm emo now. You want to date? And then he's all like, whoa, she's emo, that's hot. And then they kiss. She's officially part of the crew. She sees her bully, beats her ass, throws a water balloon at her, and everything's good. The first episode ends in the absolute fucking funniest way imaginable, because I don't think that the channel creator actually thought that this was going to be a multi-part series. And it aged so poorly. Like, this one guy ends up performing with Marilyn Manson, and meets his wife asking a question on Ray William Johnson. And then one of the guys and one of the chicks, he ends up asking her to marry him, and she says no. So he tries to kill himself, and she talks him down and marries him anyways. Like, there's better ways to handle rejection. What I think is crazy is that throughout this whole series, they all use their emo nicknames. Like, it's never like their real name. It's because I don't think anybody's naming their baby Blue. Well, they might be, but BLOO? That's BLO bullshit. For all that crazy epilogue stuff, the second part is set whenever the main girl and Scar are about to get married. And those bullies from before that she threw a water balloon at, and the one that gave him his scar in the first place, before his wedding day, literally kidnap him and write a fake letter that he doesn't want to marry her anymore. This fucking light is in the way. I'm sorry, I'll move it. He ends up getting out of the cuffs, running away, getting back. He's like, Shawty, I didn't mean it. I do love you. I want to get married. And then they get married. They have 2 kids. One of them's emo, one of them's not. The emo one gets bullied. The normal one doesn't fend for her brother. And then in the end, they're like, oh man, I should defend you because you're my bro. And then they make up. Happy ever after. Yay! Some kids in the Sims 2 universe don't get the pleasure of having nice emo parents. Some children get abused. This video with 3 million views is just called Sims 2 Child Abuse, which shows, once again, I'm pretty sure a mom dying in a fire. So the dad starts beating his kid, and then she fucking dies. And then there's just this sad slideshow with a bunch of other fake Sims kids that got abused. It's just like, in the arms of the angels, fly away. Another one that's super popular that I watched as a kid, all of these I watched as a kid, but this one is burned into my brain, is Sims 2 Ugly Girl. This was back in the old day before clickbait titles, so everything was just cutthroat and center. Is it cutthroat center or front row and center? I think I mixed 2 phrases up in my brain. So what happens is this chick, she's nerdy, she's chubby for 2010 Sims 2 standards, which is just sad. And she's getting bullied, gets water thrown at her, fuck her. So she's crying, and then she's like, all right, I gotta lock in. She loses weight, she gets pretty, she gets a makeover. It's prom night. She walks in, hot bitch. Somehow her eyesight is cured. She walks in, everybody's like, oh my god, who's that? And then it's her. And then she's like, you know what? Girl that's been bullying me, fuck you. They fight. She steals her man. Happily ever after. That is what a lot of these stories are, honestly. Which takes us to Nerdy to Beautiful. It's a similar story, but instead of being fat and nerdy, she's just nerdy. She gets bullied. She gets a quick look. Beats her ass. Happily ever after. And now that we've talked about childhood abuse and burning to death, here's another exact story. This one is a real teen love story. This one, ever since they were babies, the two main characters were best friends, and then the mom fucking burns to death again. Then the daughter and the dad move away. Dad is abusive. Everything fucking sucks. 5 years later, they move back to hometown where the childhood bestie is. Not only is she getting abused at home, she's also getting bullied at school, which sucks. And then the childhood bestie shows up and is like, nah, that's my girl, that's my bestie, fuck off. And this, I believe, was either a 3-part or a 7-part. My memory isn't that great right now. In the second part, he ends up abusing drugs. Like, he's a drug user. They've got a whole baby, and he gets kicked out and homeless. Like, what the fuck? Just randomly, like, oh my god, best friends, we went through so much, but now we're together, we're married, we have kids. Heroin. Like, there's even prostitution where girls like, hey, if you give me some gear, I'll give you a good time. I'll make it worth your while. Like, what the fuck? And runs back home and he's like, girl, I should have done that to you. I love you. I need everybody to know about us. Then they get married and it's over. Whiplash. And speaking of Whiplash, god damn, I'm doing so many segues. I'm on a roll. This series that I'm actually going to be doing a full video reacting to, so look forward to that in the future, because this was my bread and butter growing up. Like, people had Twilight, I had Sims 2 Bloodlust. So I'll give you a quick rundown of the first episode. So this girl is sleeping in the back of the car when her parents are driving home, and they get in a wreck. And the parents die, and she's like in the middle of a desert, doesn't know where the fuck she is. This hot vampire guy shows up, and he's like, I'll take care of you. I'll take you to the hospital. So he does. She gets fixed, but he turns her into a vampire. So she's got to go live in the vampire mansion. And then it's like, there's pregnancy, cheating, fucking war. It's crazy. Like, I am going to make a full video on it. You guys can watch the series yourself as well. Hear me talk about it. It's crazy. Now, how we talked about before with the child abuse video, how it's like a real messed up thing with 3 million views for some reason. Now we're going to be talking about Sims 2. I'm not even sure I can say that. I mean, in this video, it's pretty straightforward. She thinks she's fat, body dysmorphia, people are mean to her, and then she literally fucking dies from it. Don't do that to yourself. Which, I mean, obviously, don't. Body positivity. Who cares what size you are? Just be healthy, be who you are. I'm not your boss. And as a little joke, there is Sims 2 teen pregnancy. This can happen in life. Which is basically just a Sims 2 story where 2 teenagers having fun, man and woman love each other very much, and she gets pregnant. But the baby daddy's a deadbeat, and he leaves, and she's alone. I just think this one is ridiculous because it's like, this can happen in real life. What if this happened to you? It feels very robotic because of the bad grammar. It just kind of reminds me of those fried egg commercials where it's like, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Don't do them. And as context for this next story, I don't remember the exact title. I'll put it up here if I find it. But there was a mod where you could put babies on the grill. You could literally have baby back ribs in The Sims too. Pretty sure they also made the mod for Sims 3 and Sims 4. I don't remember. But in this story, a woman goes insane and just cooks her baby. Like, I remember watching this as a kid and thinking that was just something that people did, like in real life, because I was just stupid. Kind of like stories, kind of not. But there were a lot of videos that were either recreations of music videos or their own music video for like popular songs at the time, mostly emo. The two that I remember watching the most as a kid were the Avril Lavigne Girlfriend music video and the Cannibal music video, which while I was searching for this, I also found an old video that I completely forgot watching, which was Cannibals the Horror Movie Sims 2, which I mean is pretty straightforward. They invite people in, trap them, cook them, cycle repeats. So I think if you've been following along with me, you know that these seem to have a pretty common pattern. It's usually emo, someone's getting bullied, the main character turns super hot, gets revenge on the bullies, kidnapping for some reason, and also a lot of death. Like, a lot of people just die in these, especially burning. A lot of people just burn to death. I don't know why that was their favorite method to show that somebody fucking died. And now that I've grown up and I see all these patterns, I wouldn't be surprised if most of these stories are just people that were actually being bullied in real life because they were emo or shut-ins or play the sim. I don't know. They were just getting bullied because middle schoolers and high schoolers fucking suck. Which is sad, but I feel like a lot of these were more just a therapy session, kind of, where they could like act out like getting their revenge on their bullies or something. And I hope that these creators, if they were being bullied over a decade ago, that now they've grown up and realized that those people fucking suck and don't matter anyways. I also hope that they grow up to not burn their mother alive. But that is the video, the crazy Sims 2 stories that I watched growing up. If you've got any other ones that you think were absolutely crazy or funny or anything whenever you were growing up, pop them down in the comments. And while you're down there, like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. It lets me know that you guys like these videos. I'm gonna go listen to My Chemical Romance without burning my house down. See ya!